I want you to close your eyes and reach for your smartphones. Now unlock your smartphones. Go to your dialer.
Okay.
And type in 100.
Oh my God, who am I calling?
What do you like about egg?
You're the most interesting engineer I've met.
Namaste, Karnataka.
I love your whole look. I know it's called Panche in Karnataka, correct?
Yes. My name is Rajesh.
No romance?
Oh my God, she's in a mood today.
It has to go through many levels of tests and also having the needed certification.
You're trying to deprive yourself from one of your senses and then trying to create something for that person. Now, that's not an easy thing to do.
And the winner is...
What is this in my hand, you ask? Some people call it tape, but if you've done anything which is DIY, you will call it the 8th wonder of the world. An everyday inventor's best friend. इससे क्या नहीं कर सकते हैं? You can attach a torch to your shoe and voila! You have footlights. You can even stick your credit card to your phone ताकि वो दोनों एक साथ रहें और एक साथ ही खो जाएं. And you can even block the noise out. No wonder ये हर inventor के पास मिलता है. The Inventor Challenge, a Colors Infinity original, is out to find India's best everyday inventors. After going through thousands of inventors from across the country, we bring 4 inventors in every episode to Mumbai to present their ideas to our esteemed panel. The panel will then decide which 2 are the best and send them to our labs so they can build them out. The finished products will then be judged by everyday people, and that inventor will finally win 10 lakh rupees. I'm Ahana Kumra, your host, and this is the Inventor Challenge. Most inventors find a problem by observing their society. How can they help? How can they better the lives of the people around them? Leave the world a little better off than before. Today, we'll be looking at the inventions which do just that. Help people. But before we get to the inventions, let me introduce you to the panel.
My name is Dhruv Madhok, and I'm the co-founder of Arata. In 3.5 years, we've made a 100 crore company.
I want to see if your invention can touch people's lives.
My name is Malini Agarwal, but you might know me as Miss Malini. Miss Malini's content is consumed by over 40 million people a month from across the globe.
I'm here to see if you'll be a success story too.
Hi, I'm Sarovar Zaidi. I've been in the field of social anthropology, architecture and design for 10 years. And I'm here to see if your design is inspiring.
I'm Dhruv Bhasin, co-founder at Arata. I'm constantly on the lookout for how to make people's lives better. I want to know if you can persevere.
आज की दुनिया स्क्रीन से जुड़ी हुई है. Laptops, smartphones, but using those is not easy for everyone. Our first inventor, Vijay, wants to make sure that no one is left behind.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you feeling right now?
A little nervous.
Okay, don't feel nervous. Turn that nervous energy into excitement. Why don't you tell us your name and start with just telling us about where you're from?
I am Vijay from Bangalore. I am an educator, inventor, and entrepreneur.
Wonderful. Can you tell us one thing about yourself that very few people know?
So I've been to Antarctica, southernmost continent.
What took you there?
I set up the world's first 3D printed wind turbine in Antarctica.
Wow,
so I was,
bravo.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So I was representing India on an expedition there.
That sounds like an awesome experience, and hopefully this one will be the next one on your list of awesome experiences.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So let's hear it. Let's hear what you're working on.
Okay, so let's do an experiment. I want you to close your eyes and reach for your smartphones.
I know where it is, so... Okay.
Oh, now I don't know how I'm going to... I don't even know if it's unlocked now.
Okay, now unlock your smartphones.
I have to unlock it?
Yeah. And go to your dialer.
Go to your dialer.
Go to your dialer.
Okay.
And type in 100.
Oh my God, who am I calling?
Have I died?
No, you haven't done anything. You can see what you have done.
Just relax. It's okay. He's so
Okay.
full. He's gone into... Dhruv is in full panic mode. He's like, what do I do? What's going to happen next?
The experience that you had is faced by millions of visually impaired users, smartphone users all across the world. And primarily, again, this is the reason why most of them don't even have smartphones. In a survey done in 2019, 8 out of 10 visually impaired cell phone users still use feature phones.
Okay.
You know, feature phones with those buttons. This idea sort of came to me when I was at a conference for persons with disabilities. And I was having dinner with a blind girl. And after the conversation, we were exchanging our numbers. And I was alarmed at how difficult it was to input. She had a smartphone. She was very uncomfortable putting in. And I was like, again, this is, that was what, 2018, and this is 2018. This can't be this difficult to input like a number onto a phone. And that is where sort of the seed of the idea to create a better interface for a smartphone really came in. After this, again, I spent some time, hacked together something. Again, I broke open Bluetooth keyboards and sort of arranged the keyboards in different way. So the hypothesis is that just like QWERTY keyboards, the visually impaired use braillers or braille typewriters. So that is what I thought to sort of digitize and bring into the modern age.
Okay.
So I created like a crude prototype, and I found somebody who's visually impaired in Bangalore, gave it to him. Initially, I was a little nervous whether it'll work, will not work. But I think within a couple of minutes, once he knew where the button placements were, he was able to just type. Like no explanation about how the buttons work, all of that. He was just able to type.
It was very intuitive.
It was intuitive. So that I'm creating basically a keyboard interface for the visually impaired to use smartphones and laptops more easy.
Wonderful. Could you just break down your device a little bit, explain the hardware, the design that you currently have in Vision?
So in terms of hardware, it is very similar to existing Bluetooth keyboards. So using existing chipsets, I mean, just buttons. So in terms of, because the hardware aspect of it is so simple, I can basically get the price of this, the bill of materials for this item incredibly low so that it becomes almost like a no-brainer to invest in something like this for somebody who's visually impaired.
Are you someone who is able to read Braille yourself?
Yes, I am. So I'm very slow, but I know the entire Braille alphabet.
I have a question for you. How does it work? Does it need its own battery or does it connect to your phone battery?
So the first prototype that I had done, it was connected to the phone battery.
Okay.
But again, so that's the great thing about going to the users and testing, figuring out how to plug it in, which direction to plug it in. I know this is before USB-C.
Right.
For somebody who's visually impaired, you're trying to make it as simple to use as possible. What we want to do is have its own internal battery based on Bluetooth, so it automatically pairs when you turn the device on and access to all the features on his phone.
So now, how does one input an emoji or an emoticon into this? Is that something that's been factored in?
That's a very good question. And that was the first thing that came out from the visually impaired person. How do I put in smileys?
Okay.
Since those are characters, you can't really figure out what the new age emoticons or emojis are. But you can go to your old school, I think I am a purist that way. I like the old school.
And you're the most interesting engineer I've met.
Well done. Thank you very much for your idea.
Thank you so much.
Great work.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's bring Ahana out.
Nobody wants to stand next to me. Bhasin, you're looking really nice today, like a Haryali tikka.
But not my...
Oh my God.
That is because I'm vegan.
Oh my God. Thank you very much. Let's go.
Is this something that can be accepted at a mass level? Will it be, usable by everyone who's visually impaired? It remains to be seen because I wouldn't know, but if there's both a sound sensor as well as a touch sensor, would it complicate it?
I think it'll be actually interesting if we had a larger data set or whatever, research on how have the visually impaired been navigating this.
Yeah, I'm actually now very curious to know how they managed.
Yeah.
What came first? The chicken or the egg? A question as old as time. But according to 22-year-old Ishu, सबसे पहले आया एक seed.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Ishu,
Hi, Ishu. Where are you from?
Sonipat, Haryana.
I go to Sonipat every day to teach.
Opijin?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So, welcome to the Inventor Challenge. So, please tell us about your invention.
I want to ask from all of you, do any one of you consume egg?
I do 2 eggs a day.
What do you like about egg?
Taste, the consistency, the versatility. You can make different textures, the scrambles, the omelets, the sunny side ups.
Okay.
I love eggs. I mean, in non-vegetarian food, that's like
It's also
my go-to.
protein
It's also
and
comfort
wholesome.
food.
Yeah, convenient. So, like you, like me, there are a lot of millions of people who loves egg because of its taste, texture, nutrition, convenience. To produce just one egg, It requires 53 gallons of water, 8 yards of land, and 4 times of the protein egg itself have. In simple words, if you are eating 1 egg omelette, it equals to you are throwing 4 plant-based egg omelette that have same amount of protein.
Wow.
So at Plantish, we are making plant-based alternatives to egg. We want people to enjoy the same taste, same texture, same nutrition, same convenience, but at the same time, we are allowing them to experience eating healthy and sustainable food.
And is it the same amount of protein also that you're saying?
7.5 gram. Egg have around 5 to 6.
Can you tell me a little bit of detail on what does this look like? How does it feel?
So the first product that we are building is plant-based scramble liquid. When you mix egg yolk and egg white, the liquid you get. And you can use it to make scramble, bhurji, omelette, or that kind of dishes you can make out of it.
So what will it be like?
It will be a liquid packed in a
okay.
pack.
That's what I...
So this is the first product.
If I did a blind taste test, would I know the difference?
Actually, currently, yes. But our aim is to give completely same taste.
I've been a vegan for 3 years. So my question to you is, the flavor profile is going to be the one most important item. If you want to flip Sarovar, Madhok and Malini to becoming an alternative egg eater, you have to make sure it looks, feels, smells, and then finally tastes exactly like an egg. Do you feel that your invention is going to be capable of doing that?
Yes. When we talk about taste, most of the companies are using similar kind of flavors.
Yeah.
But the bigger problem is the off flavor of other ingredients that they are using. So by now we have achieved, we are not getting any off flavor from other ingredients. We have tried flavors. It is coming good.
My question is, let's step back. What is it made from and how do you go about making it?
There are 2 things to make this product. First is the plant ingredients, extracting functional proteins out of...
Which plants?
We are using oil seeds.
Seeds.
Yeah, oil seeds we are using. Quality of protein is very good and very high in omega-3, 6 fatty acids as well.
Okay.
So we are extracting proteins from
seeds?
Yeah.
Got it.
And using these seeds and adding other ingredients and making the products.
It's a very interesting business model. But in India, people are still fighting that the Anganwadi center should have 1 egg per child, Also, there is a huge protein deficiency issue. So how does one calibrate costs if you want the country also as a market?
When we talk about costing, there are 2 things, ingredients and process. Process you can decrease with time because when you achieve the economy of scale. Price of ingredients you can't decrease. You can't buy ingredients from farmers at a very cheaper rate. So we made sure our ingredients are economical. With time, we will streamline our process to make
economies
the
of
whole
scale.
thing. Yeah.
And that's the interesting part.
That's amazing.
That's the interesting part, right? It's only actually been looked at, technology has only looked at alternative sources for meat and dairy in the last 5-7 odd years.
Yeah.
Give it another 20 years and where will we be?
Yeah.
I have a vegan stomach, but I don't have a vegan mind. That's my problem.
We will give you what you like.
So thank you, Ishu.
Yeah,
I
thank
think
you.
we have enough food for thought.
Thank you.
I'm here.
Ahana, some khana requests.
I am. I was listening and I was being very passionate about this entire thing. So I'm not a vegan, vegetarian / never want to be vegan, sorry. But I really like my eggs. So मैं सच्ची तुम्हारा product taste करना चाहूँगी because I don't think eggs are yolk at all.
Yeah.
So this is great. It was amazing and we're going to bring our next inventor in.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That was a great
Best
pitch.
of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
What I'm finding with a lot of vegan inventions and vegan innovations are that they're severely over-engineered.
It's a great business model idea. It may work. Estonia, France may be great spaces to sell this. I'm just going to be a weird nationalist here. Like in a country with protein, energy, malnutrition, where you can't get 1 egg into 1 Anganwadi for a kid, and there is grade 3-4 malnutrition. I don't even know where to start with it.
To start with, he is looking at a very niche market. Even though he's saying it's not for vegans, they're the first ones who are going to jump on
No,
it.
and I'll tell you what, he's the right guy for the job, guys. He has the drive. He's so motivated. You have to look at the inventor as much as the invention.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bank ka kaam karna is difficult when you know what you're doing. Can't even imagine how difficult it would be for someone who didn't have the same advantages as us. But our next inventors, Tharuni and Rajesh from Hyderabad, want to change that.
I love it when we see inventor duos because 2 heads are always better than 1. सबसे पहले आप अपना नाम बताइए. Tell me where you're from.
This is Taruni. And I'm from Srinidhi Institute of Science and Technology, Hyderabad. Currently, I'm pursuing BTech third year under electronics.
Nice. And the gentleman?
My name is Rajesh, and I am studying BTech third year in Srinidhi Institute of Science and Technology, Hyderabad.
Nice.
And where aapki mulaqat kahan par hui?
We are classmates.
So you're just classmates?
Yes.
Yeah.
No romance?
Oh my God, she's in a mood today.
I'm just on a roll. I mean, puchne mein kya harj hai? I'm just saying. I'm playing Cupid. He's wearing pink. I saw a sign. Anyway, whose idea was it that let's take it to the Inventor Challenge?
Yeah, it's our idea to bring to here. We are very excited to come here and present our idea in front of her.
Take the stage and tell us about your invention.
Yeah. So our team name is Dharana, and theme of our invention is digitalization of financial services. Let me explain you a real-time issue that we faced when we visited a bank in a rural area. So, within a short span of time, many illiterates and senior citizens approached us, seeking our help to fill the slips. And this gave birth to our invention, Print Smarter device.
When a person enters a bank for any kind of amount transaction, he need to fill withdrawal or deposit slips as per the bank norms.
Okay.
This is a case where most of the common people are facing issues. Basically, our device is installed within the bank and it is embedded with a web camera and voice assistant mic and an LCD display. So whenever the user enters, he or she needs to stand in front of our device. So the web camera within the device does the iris recognition. This is for the authentication of the user. After the successful authentication, the details regarding to that person, such as bank account number, IFSC code, date, a name related to that person are fetched from the master database. And the only detail left is the amount of transaction. Now, the voice assistant will come into picture. It will assist the user in both regional and English language. So the user gives a voice inputs and then the spoken speech is converted into text. At last, the digitalized slip will be shown on the LCD screen and it will be automatically sent to the cashier or depositor. And the further process will be carried out by them. After hearing to this, you might have a question. Why the people are still going to the bank? There are still ATMs and deposit machines are available everywhere.
So, in case of deposit machines, it cannot accept the currency notes which has marks of foldings on it. So, in that case, a person must visit the bank. And with illiterates, they're unaware of using ATMs and deposit machines. And they think that going to the bank and taking money directly from the bank is a trusty process. With the case of literates who want to withdraw a large amount of money, they must visit the bank. As we got adapted to traditions like Wi-Fi tapping, credit and debit cards, online transactions, we feel discomfort in filling the slips manually. It will also help them in a smarter way.
For future enhancements, we can also include, like our device can fill checkbooks and DDs and fixed deposit slips, and also it can perform the KYCs also, and many other it can fill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think it's a very clever solution for an everyday problem that you've come up with.
Thank you, ma'am.
So one of the things that I found very interesting is that you've tried to solve a problem which is actually very real in our country. And it is not just about people who are lettered or unlettered.
Yes,
okay? It can be my own mother, it can be me sometimes, because banking and machines is something that is very intimidating. It is not something that comes very naturally to people.
I have a thought and a question for you guys on this. I feel like your idea and invention could potentially make the operational banking structure far more efficient. People could go in, get identified, immediately work on their deposit or withdrawal slips, move on to the next section and be out. Having said that, I think my concern is just about acceptability. There's a learning curve for every new technology that comes in, and specifically if it's applied to such a mass extent for such an important institution like banking where, you know, livelihood is dependent on it. That's my only concern, that how long would that learning curve be?
We did a survey in National Banks of India, and we came to know that if we have a prototype, so they will do a test trials and they will approve for RBI guidelines.
Right.
So after that, it will take around 27 days.
So much internet scam that happens. You get emails all the time for things. So how will you make sure that there's security and privacy in your product, that people can trust it and is something that people can hack into? Or are you worried about any privacy concerns?
Yes, ma'am. So as we are taking the iris data, as it is available in the Aadhaar database, Aadhaar is a national identification for every people. So as it is very main thing for every individual of India, they will be having very tight security and very encryption process will be very tough. So the database we have to integrate with our device. So there is no chance of leaking of data.
You can even do a two-factor authentication.
Yes.
What are the challenges that you're anticipating? If this were to go to the lab phase of the Inventor Challenge,
Yes,
what
sir.
are your biggest challenges? Where do you need help?
Yeah, so as it is integrated with many technologies such as iris recognition with machine learning model, voice assistance with NLP, as we want to use regional language, we have to use NLP. And auto-updating the form to the cashier or depositor, we need cloud computing. As many technologies are involved in it, to make the device work efficiently and accurately, we want to utilize this opportunity and overcome all our challenges.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys did a great job. As you know, today we're going to look at 4 inventions, and 2 of them will go to the lab stage. I'm wishing you all the very best.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Well done, guys. Fantastic work.
So now we can officially say that we can bank upon your plan.
Oh my God.
Yes.
But I
Were you
have something
banking that
interesting.
joke in the back?
I was. I think Saro has a point here. When I was in Japan, I remember that I was trying to punch...
Buy chips or something.
No, nothing. I just take the train, this thing passes. There was not a single human being. They only trust machines.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it's the exact opposite
Absolutely.
of that in India.
Even here, after sending an email, you call the other person and say, "Mil gaya na email?"
But guys, I kind of love that about us. You know, I love that India is very much hi, hello,
We are like
touch.
this
Yeah,
only.
I felt
We are
very
like this only.
lost when I was there in Japan. I was like, koi to mil jaye, koi to mujhe bata de, mujhe kaun sa station pe jana. But it was really like that.
See you. Thanks, everyone.
Great work,
Bye.
guys.
Guys, next inventor coming up. Radio is a platform consumed by a large number of people, but made by a very few. Vedanti Giri from Bengaluru believes that if it's for the people, it can also be by the people. Let's see what he's come up with.
Hi.
Namaste.
Namaskar, sir. So it'll be great if you can tell us your name.
My name is Vedanti Giri. I am from Kalpataru Nadu of Karnataka.
I love your whole look. I know it's called Panche in Karnataka, correct?
Yes.
So, sir, will be great if you tell us a little bit about your invention idea.
I am developing a device called the Micromedia Moving Studio. I saw the potentiality in the rural India, in the unconnected place, so-called not connected to the mobile network or internet. There are a lot of indigenous knowledge left over there. So with this small Micromedia Studio, with the help of the government school children, I can take this studio to the native people who are not connected to the world and record their stories, heart-touching stories, and they can broadcast around them. People who are around it can able to listen to it using their smartphones, and they can still download it. And whenever they come back to the network area, they can push it to the internet world. Imagine if there are decentralized networks around us. I'd been to Indonesia, a village called Ciptaglar. There are more than 60 villages have done their own network, Wi-Fi network, and connected internet from 600 kilometers. Recently in Himalayan region, I was there, like in Dharchula. A lot of disaster, it's a totally disaster-prone area, right? So last time what happened when I was working there, like setting up understanding with a workshop with the children, just 1 kilometer away, road was crashed. Kali Nadi ke bahar. When the road cuts, nobody will be getting informed immediately, like 1 kilometer before. There is no network. So now, हमने क्या किया 500 मीटर में आगे एक स्पीकर रख के रेडियो में बोलता रहा इधर रोड गिर गया है इधर ही रुको उधर जाम मत करो. Every time the people who come with the JCB want to work, no, they will not peacefully work because of people. Everyone want to rush. So this radio worked very well to communicate between these two ends to make sure that until the road done, you people be here chill.
Forms a community as well, right? Like you're saying, because it just connects people in that way.
They bought internet from 600 kilometers and they connected. So this decentralized network, when it is there in your village, at least you're connected by yourself. If something goes wrong around, some disaster goes wrong around, even if you're connected to the internet, but you can just post that somebody has died or something has happened. We all connected to the network, can able to see and, oh, wow, that's all. We can't run there. But if it is connected among themselves, decentralized network, somebody from the neighbor village or somebody who knows that immediately can come and rescue.
It's essentially a repeater for broadcasting more information to remote villages, or is it a source of entertainment? What exactly is the purpose, and does it connect with any device through radio frequency, through Wi-Fi? How does it
through
work?
Wi-Fi. I'll explain that.
Okay.
I use a small credit card size computer called Raspberry Pi with a class 10 memory card, with a USB headphone and mic, with any common router of 2.4 gigahertz.
Okay.
With 1865 batteries, and if you want it on a off-grid, a small solar panel, which can be packed into your backpack. When you switch on, it will produce 100 meters of hotspot around it, Wi-Fi.
Is this device based on only working on electricity, or, you know, is it a solar energy-led device? I mean, what are the different ways you're thinking about
need
it?
not to be having electricity at all. It's a backpack version with a small solar pad because Raspberry Pi will take just 5 volt and a router will take 12 volt. So with the help of that Raspberry Pi as a server, when the audio is recorded, it will start serving. And a small solar panel will do. You can put it back and start using it. Off-grid solution.
My question is, do you have any sources of passive income, or have you sold a big invention before this, which allows you all this free time to do all these things, or what do you do on a daily basis?
Everybody was curious. I don't have any income, but I get supported from people. Like last time Red Cross came to know, they give my fuel charges. Rotary came to know, they sponsored 2 schools and go to
That is awesome.
But still, I don't know. I mean, it's happening. It's going
And I want
well.
to double down on that. Your both IQ and EQ are both so high, and that's what makes you an amazing person. What I'd like to ask you regarding your invention is that what is your expectation from the lab stage?
I'm not a coder or a developer. I Google, I got abundant lot of YouTube videos. I look at videos, what he has type there and run the codes. And some of my friends, like Dr. Dinesh is a computer scientist who is helping me a lot to keep this zeal sustained for more than 6-7 years. Today, even in my house, nobody knows that what I'm doing exactly. They can't tell.
Yeah.
Mere beti ko koi pucha what your dad is doing, she can't tell in one word that he's doing something else. So coding and developing, I need a hard coder where he can help to do the proper coding and features robust working codings.
How do you say hello to everyone when you're doing your show?
On the radio.
On the radio.
On the radio. Actually, I am not a presenter. I teach how you can start.
You are
but I will try.
An amazing presenter.
Try calling Ahana out. Introduce her as your guest.
Okay. ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ನಾನು ಗಿರಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನಮ್ದು ಒಂದು ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಹಾರ ನಮ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ
Oh wow!
Now this is your cue. Ahana, idhar aana.
Bande, bande, bande.
ಬಂದೆ
Wonderful. That was really inspirational. I was listening to your entire pitch and I'm so inspired. I mean, there are people like you and we're in safe hands. And I really think this is absolutely wonderful. Now, all the 4 inventors have presented their ideas. Let the panel deliberate. And while they do that, we'll go to the viewing room.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Siri.
much.
Thank you.
Very nice meeting you.
Wow. Some incredible things. I love that they all had the common thread of helping people, which I think is just amazing. Okay, I'd love to know what are everybody's favorites today.
I'm going to use all my influence to try and send issues, plantish, egg.
I am going to use all my influence to not let that happen.
Why?
Why?
Because I actually think Vedanti ji and Vijay's inventions are way more interesting and useful.
What we also have to evaluate is which are those inventors who most need the lab stage and whether the lab stage can make the most of their idea and invention.
The smart payment slip, I think it sounds probably too complicated to, put into an effect, but I think that should not hold us back from putting them into the lab stage.
All 4 inventors are now done with pitching their ideas to our panel. But only 2 can go forward. It's time for the panel to decide कि इनमें से कौन से 2 आगे बढ़ेंगे और कौन जाएंगे घर.
Welcome back, inventors.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the Inventor Challenge. 2 inventions are going to go to the lab phase.
So we've had a lot to think about. There have been 4 absolutely incredible ideas, some of which are already inventions and prototypes that have the ability to really make a very, very high impact. So the first person who is going through is an idea which I really, really personally liked as well. It's something I've interacted with a friend on very often to understand what are those special needs for those people. That contestant has found an incredible solution for those problems, and that inventor is Vijay. So congratulations,
Vijay. Congratulations.
We're going through to the lab.
While all ideas are wonderful, we've had to evaluate extensively. So just because you wouldn't make it to the lab phase doesn't mean your invention isn't of value. And for this, I hope it's not an issue. If you pass me a tissue, I'd like to congratulate Issue.
Thank you, sir.
Your plant-based egg is making it to the lab phase.
Thank you so much for believing in me.
I want to say something to Taruni and Rajesh first. I think it's really amazing that you have observed something that is a problem in our society for people who are accessing financial services. I think that's really fantastic. And Vedanti ji, you are like a personal inspiration to me.
I'm
To
your
all of
biggest
us.
fan.
Yeah, it is amazing
Also
what
big fan.
all you can do.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Amazing
everyone.
work. Shake hands.
One quick round of high fives.
So inspired by everything that you've done.
Congratulations. Really look forward to see you at the lab stage.
All the things that you've done. Commendable, and love your personality.
Congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much.
We sadly had to say goodbye to Vedanti, Rajesh, and Tharuni. But it's the start of something new. Vijay and Ishu are off to our labs, and watching over them will be our two mentors, our technical experts, Anupama Gowda and Vaibhav Chabra.
Hi, I'm Anupama Gowda. I'm the founder of Workbench Projects, a makerspace, fab lab, and a public laboratory based out of Bangalore. While we speak of technology making our life easier, arts is what makes us human. And I'm interested in the intersection of technology with the arts. Today, I stay invested in STEAM education for government school children in Karnataka. Hi, Ishu.
Hi, ma'am.
I want to hear from you, what is it that your pitch is about?
There's a big segment of people who don't want to compromise on the taste they love about meat or egg, but they are open to try something healthy, more safe, more sustainable. If you're eating 1 egg omelette, it equals to you're throwing 4 plant-based egg omelette that have same quantity and quality of protein.
We are looking at 1, the protein nutrient.
Yes.
2, the fats.
Yes.
3, the structural composition of it, because it has to bind together. And 4th, the other ingredients.
I'm very sure about the nutrition because I have reports. Texture is something changes from person to person. I am saying currently we haven't worked a lot on the taste.
But it is a huge aspect. I mean, all 3 are very important. I hope all the promises that you're making, you will show it to us in the lab.
Perfect. The process starts from identifying raw material that has good quality protein, a protein that is functionally, organoleptically, and nutritionally sound. Our main goal is to make proper egg yolk, egg white in liquid stage, packed in a pouch. If you want to make omelette, just open it, do how you do with egg.
Why buy things when you can make them? Hi, I'm Vaibhav Chabra. I love to make things. A lot of things. Chisel. I graduated as a mechanical engineer and a photographer out of Boston University. Hammer. Post that, I started working for a startup called iNetra out of MIT Media Labs, where I found my passion for making things. Drill. That's when I moved back to India and started Makers Asylum. Driver. Screwdriver. Hey, man. Welcome to the asylum. What all are we working on?
I'm building a keyboard interface for the visually impaired so that they can interface with technology better, smartphones and PCs.
Tell me about the device. Like, how does it currently interact with your phone?
It just shows up as a Bluetooth keyboard. The objective was to have it as hassle-free as a pairing experience as possible.
A lot of devices that are directly connected to your phone by USB. Basically, you're passing on and charging both the devices at the same time. And this one, which is going to be your keyboard then, doesn't really even require a battery.
Right.
So you take away the battery, you take away your requirement of Bluetooth.
Right now, all the confusion that I have is just decisions that I want to make in putting Bluetooth versus USB. I'm not sure.
The key USP of this is that for a blind person to be able to navigate his phone. Let's do it in the simplest possible way forward. And then let's see whether we need Bluetooth or not. Because more things that you add, you're adding to an accessibility.
Yeah, 100%, I agree. I think this time around it was not a technical challenge as much as it was understanding a completely new subject of Braille and how people use it and empathizing with those people. I began by focusing myself on research and documentation, understanding all the nuances of Braille, all the rules and the laws that govern it. I was just watching a lot of videos and understanding the problem, understanding, what phones can do, what phones cannot do, what is the limit to the accessibility of Android phones to somebody who's visually impaired. Then with a clear idea of the features that I wanted to implement, I planned out the rest of the project.
We were trying to use a clean label approach where we are not doing a lot of processing. So instead of extracting the protein isolate, we used the seed cake powder itself and mixed it with the gelling agent and coloring agent.
I used a digital fabrication workflow where I leveraged modern computing power to create and design my project digitally. I've designed a circuit board and figured out all the placements and connections of all the microchips and components on my device. Started on the 3D design of the outer look and feel of the Braille keyboard. I 3D printed each iteration of my design until I finalized with something that I was really happy with.
You're trying to deprive yourself from one of your senses and then trying to create something for that person. Now, that's not an easy thing to do. It's now a very, very different ballgame.
Navbar, overview, button, out of list. Attach, button, out of list. Phone, has 1 notification. Calendar schedule. H. B. L. L. O. O deleted. O. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
All good, just trying to make a omelette over here.
This is like the typical egg burji that I can see without the onions and the chilies.
Smells like? No?
It has more pancake sort of a smell, but it's somewhere close to the egg smell.
Okay.
The texture that we see and the texture when you eat on your palate, there is a difference. There's a difference. And I think there is some consistency that you have to work with.
On.
In terms of the taste, not too close.
Okay.
Not too close. Maybe 10%, 20% close to it. So that 80% is a long journey to make for Ishu. So we have a lot of work to go on there.
Yes.
Yeah?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Actually, the protein was not properly, extracted. So the quality of the product was not that good. It was giving that raw taste of the protein that was not required. And then I decided to give it another shot. In the second trial, tried a lot of ingredients, including mung bean protein, pea protein, potato protein. Then we looked into oilseed cake. We found it to be nutritionally rich and a potential protein source. Still, because the protein was in a liquid stage and there was a very less shelf life associated with that. So the trial was still again failed because fermentation was happening.
I convert all the research and documentation of all the rules and laws of Braille into a software algorithm and write a program to give the device intelligence. And with the USB connection that I had designed into the PCB, I can upload my code onto the device.
Then we worked on extracting protein and then drying it up and then making a formulation. And this time we cracked it. Product was coming really good in terms of texture, in terms of there was no flavor in the product itself. Initial reason for me for plant-based industry was I saw that ki market boom karega. But with time it changed from just money or just business to business with creating a good impact.
The final step is to assemble all the parts together. I will always keep inventing and keep making things and keep doing things for the people. And because it's just addictive, the entire process is addictive. Being able to create something is addictive.
Ishu and Vijay are back from the labs into our studios in Mumbai. It's now time for the consumer test, where our focus group, a group of hand-picked individuals, will test these two products on their intuitiveness and their ease of usability. The one they think will add more value to their lives, उसे वो करेंगे add to cart. And the invention, जिसको ज़्यादा लोग चुनेंगे, वो जीतेगा 10 lakh रुपए. Welcome to the Inventor Challenge. We're very excited to have you because we have two very special inventions in front of us. Are you excited to see, to feel what they are?
Yes.
That's great. I'm very excited to call my inventors writer so they can take you through their inventions. All right?
Please do.
Yeah.
Inventors? Hi. How are you guys?
All good. A little nervous.
Nervous? Why don't you take them through your inventions?
Okay. I've developed a Braille keypad to be used along with smartphones. So it has 6 circular buttons. Those are the Braille buttons, and type in not only characters, but numbers, symbols, and also contractions and grade 2 Braille. And currently the device is set up with TalkBack enabled on an Android smartphone.
Search. Options. Notes.
The final feature of the Braille pad is that you also have shortcuts. So all your Braille characters from A to Z also have different meanings when you long press them. And there is documentation on the table as well. So I would encourage our friends here to help out our visually impaired friends to understand, navigating this device.
Hi everyone, let me present you plant-based scramble liquid. You can use it to make proper omelette and bhurji. So there are a lot of people who consume egg because of its taste, texture, and nutrition. This is something they love about egg. But they are also worried about their health, safety, and sustainability issues associated with the animal-based industry. So here we made plant-based egg.
Thank you so much. Why don't you guys step forward and try the first invention?
इसमें ये ब्रेल पैड है. आप दोनों हाथ से ऐसे पकड़ेंगे ना, दोनों हाथ से पकड़िए. ये 6 है ना, 6 कीज हैं. ये 1 2 3 4 5 6. अभी आपने दबाया तो एंटर हुआ.
और ये डिलीट है.
हाँ, 6 के नीचे डिलीट है.
ओके, समझ.
और ये टॉप की है ऑल्ट. I love the product. It's very creative, very innovative. It's very easy, user-friendly, and they could type things, and then it gives you that live audio feedback. So it corrects you. It gives you a feedback. So it was great to see them using it.
Can I write my name?
Yes, you can write your name.
Capital R. Capital O. Capital H. Capital I. Capital T.
When I touch the keyboard, I feel it is mini keyboard. So it is very easy to access. Because of voice assistant, we can type fast.
I'll write cat because I like cats.
Yes.
Capital C. Capital A. Capital T.
For people who are into Braille and who want to stick with that language, for them it's pretty good. But it is not that mobile because using that keyboard by keeping your phone on side. So for me, it was not more mobile. Instead of that, I could use voice to text.
ब्रेल कीबोर्ड बहुत इजी है, वो बहुत इजीली यूज़ कर सकते थे. दोनों ने बहुत इजीली यूज़ किया और कभी भी प्रॉब्लम भी नहीं हो सकता है. वो लोग मोबाइल भी इजीली यूज़ कर सकते हैं ब्रेल कीबोर्ड से. बहुत अच्छा था वो, उसका स्मेल भी बहुत अच्छा आ रहा था. सो मुझे वो स्मेल से ही पता चल गया कि उसका टेस्ट बहुत अच्छा होगा.
I haven't tried vegan alternatives to standard regular eggs before this. I love the sound of it because we talk a lot about sustainability and health hazards associated with standard eggs and how they are stored and transported and even produced. The vegan egg substitute sounded very interesting to me.
The plant-based egg that I tasted today didn't exactly taste like a regular egg. It was tasting a bit like paste.
Taste-wise and everything, it was amazing. It's good for the people who are vegetarian.
It's time to vote. Looks like the focus group has made their decision.
Welcome back.
Hi Vijay, hi Ishu, how are you guys doing? Yeah? Have you been? Yeah? Okay, so before we get started, Ishu, why don't you put down your plate on the table and so should we quickly have a bite and then come back and then we can ask you all the questions we want?
Let's do it.
We can do that. All right, let's do it.
Oh, you have no
Really
idea how
excited.
excited I am. I got my own fork.
All right.
Okay.
Let's try.
Let's do the big unveiling. You do the honors.
So who's
Ta-da!
wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Looks like an omelette.
Can I smell it? Okay, guys, that smells very close to an omelette. Why don't you guys?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So I'm also going to smell it and do a little bit of a texture test.
Then you cut us pieces.
It does smell a little bit like an omelette.
There are
and the texture is also similar to that of an omelette. So, do the honors. Or is that bite too big for you? I was cutting my size bites.
Okay, let me
Saru,
guess.
this is for you.
Oh my God, you're gonna...
Is that too big?
Yeah, it's a bit big, but
Okay,
I'll
fine.
try.
Thanks for cutting a nice big piece
So
for me.
the texture is there for sure. I think maybe because there isn't much seasoning in it, so it doesn't have all the flavors, but there's a little bit of an aftertaste. I think because I know that it's also not egg, but agar if I had not known, maybe I wouldn't know the difference. But I guess you would know best.
I'm just trying to see the texture.
This guy has been waiting to have an egg for a long time.
Yep. I think you've come really, really close. I think there's that slight aftertaste, an eggy aftertaste. The texture is almost there.
Yeah.
But you've done an amazing job. That is very, very, very close to an egg.
Yeah, let's go back.
Let's make our way back and we'll... Well done.
How many of these have you eaten?
So I think a lot, more than 100 times I've eaten.
Definitely unsure completely about the taste, but we at the end of it are not the ones to decide your fate.
Yes.
There is a consumer focus group जिन्होंने सबने try किया है, and they're the ones, they are your consumers after all. Here you have quite a mixed palette.
Hi, Vijay. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the lab phase?
I think as I worked more on the product, I believed in it more. The more I understood inner workings of Braille, I understood that there's so much more that this device can do.
Can we do a demo? Yeah.
So let's show us a demo.
This is the favorite part, putting things into action.
Yeah.
This is so cool. You must be
See it
so
to believe
proud to see your whole product and prototype right here.
So you can turn it on, it'll vibrate.
Okay.
So as
nice.
As soon as you do that, it will show up as a standard Braille interface.
So cool.
So your Braille pad available. I'm pairing.
Got it.
Paired
So
with the device.
the first time setup would require somebody to assist.
Yes,
And
yes.
then once that's done, then we can, it's like autopilot.
So explain this to me. So, I mean, if I'm visually impaired, how will I know what each of these does?
Purposely, I put two different sort of button shapes.
Yeah.
The circular buttons are the Braille interface.
Okay.
It's not a standard button mapping to finger mapping as a Braille typewriter. So there's no reinvention of the wheel over there. This is exactly standard. I am using it along with Android's talkback feature. So that's how I know what is happening.
Very nice.
So I go to notes. I'll go to the typing. If I'm typing Inventor challenge, it is INVENT.
Wow.
Very good.
Wow,
Congratulations.
One of the things that I find really fantastic is that you have linked two worlds, right, of language, sound, and for the visually impaired, to be able to be part of a world which they would have difficulty in.
Right, 100%.
And you have done a lot. It is amazing. I am just so impressed.
Yeah. Fantastic work.
Nice demo.
You guys should be very, very proud of yourselves. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well done.
I
well done.
really think it's amazing that you both are just so young. This is part of a new way of thinking. It's a new India.
I think it's wonderful what we've seen.
Yeah,
Now we have to see what the focus group had to say.
Yes. So should we bring out Ahana?
Let's do it.
All right, Ahana.
Come on, Hannah, we'll clap for you too.
Ahana, we were expecting you.
With eggs? With an omelette, perhaps. Judgment Day, all the best. May the best inventor win. All of you all together.
right.
Would you all want to do the honors?
Everyone
एक साथ
hold
ले
one
लीजिए सारे के
Everyone
सारे.
hold one.
Thank you, Ji.
And the winner is
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Vijay. All the very best.
As we saw today, अगर एक idea को थोड़ा support मिले, तो it can change lives. If you want to relive moments from the show, because who wouldn't? See you next Saturday at 8 p.m. on Colors Infinity, where we'll meet 4 more inventors with exciting ideas in pursuit of greatness. And we'll be ready to provide them the platform their big ideas deserve. Only on the Inventor Challenge, a Colors Infinity original. See you. Today, we're looking for inventions that help us have fun.
So every decision that you make will affect the consequences you will have to face. I'm a cricket and football coach.
I'm not the goal, you are very goal.
Oh God.
हम कहीं पर भी जाते हैं तो लोग इंग्लिश में बात करते हैं और हम घबरा जाते हैं.
कि अंडरस्टैंडिंग है एक सेकंड लैंग्वेज में, आपको उसमें ही बहुत प्राउड होना चाहिए जितना भी आपको पता है.
टोटल में जो ज्यादा होता है वो विनर कहलाता है.
मुझे ये गेम काफी नॉस्टैल्जिक है, जैसे बचपन में हम खेलते थे सारे.
Now, this is something that a very good maker, thinker, innovator does.
They weren't able to touch upon all the aspects of gamification.
You all have the vote meters in your hands and go ahead and vote for which one you liked.
Winner is